It's your boy Kimmy here. We're back. Now I know I haven't been streaming this week. I did post a video yesterday of me reading one of my poetry out loud to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was pretty personal, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now we're back on this Danganronpa. Now we last left off. I ain't played this game in like 2 weeks. It's been a little bit, but I just did the investigation. So to recap, Hifumi and Taka are dead. And now we're doing the class trial. The class trial is about to start right now because the bell just went off. I did all the investigation off camera. So let's go ahead and not waste any more time and get this started. This will be the only stream of the day for you guys because tonight I am going to the Sixers game. The Sixers play Atlanta here in Philly at 7:30. So I'm going to go to work. I'm actually working now, but I'm going to go to my work, go to my office, and then I'm going to come back and go to the game. So that's my schedule for the day. I just want to give you guys one video today for the stream. So let's get started. You know, make sure everything's good before we get started. Hope you guys have a great day today. Just set everything up 1 second. You see, y'all see me in my morning. I like a whole ass day. I got my robe boy. I'm just chilling. This is my morning look. My robe boy, my breakfast and my coffee. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Alright, let's go. Make sure everything sounds good. Oh, shit. Hold on, I'll do it this way.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin! Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash. It's time for the class trial to begin! Like the bright burst of fireworks.
Sorry, I might hear it tone. Make sure the audio is good. We ready.
Clash of the soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It would seem...
the red door on the...
You have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, we better get going. Alright. Hold on, make sure I save the game. Get it. My thoughts on this whole thing. Hifumi wasn't dead when they claimed he was dead. I think he was in cooperation with the murder. Now, who I think the culprit is, I don't know. I know definitely Hifumi was in this like accomplice with this damn murder for sure. Everyone had heard Monokuma's quote whatever, and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there,
Monokuma appears!
2 of them. Hello. He's multiplied?
Wrong.
Nope, not multiplication. It just looked that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast on, looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already? That's right, like come on, get your bitch ass out the way.
Boy,
You're not playing around. You're not playing along. We're not here to play with you. Okay, fine. Jeez.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train or elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
All right, then let's get it.
Please.
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You're never mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins. I told you already. I didn't do it for serious. That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume or the note? Well, no, but how unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey.
This isn't a place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get on the courtyard. Right. She's right. Let's go down there first. Then the story can really begin. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever kills Fumitaka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed the Fumitaka, the one who killed two of our friends. The killer is someone right here. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk towards the elevator. Once everyone was aboard. The door closed on their own, and it still began moving. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we went further down. There was no going back until we settled all of this. We couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open. Hold on, I'm gonna get some water. Y'all be right back. Get some water. I might have this play out though, because
Just the worst.
What?
What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start. I will never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial. I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so the curtains open once again. A daily judgment, a daily deception, a daily betrayal, a daily boner, a daily tit signal. A daily. Come on, this is just every time. Come on. I don't have no SP, I don't know what SP is. Oh, I do. Okay, increase damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed during a bullet spree. Okay. Oh. I lost them all then. Alright.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it!
Was that?
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Is Hero really the killer, or before anything else, we have to make that clear.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
I didn't even do that. I didn't even do that. I mean, looking at the blueprint, the handwriting is awfully mushy. Oh yeah, because he got nice handwriting. Right. Hold on.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts.
No, it's wrong.
I love when you said it. No, that's wrong.
Are we sure Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different. Wouldn't you say?
Hero got some nice handwriting, so yeah, it's not him.
When you compare it to the blueprints,
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Exactly.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think I've tried to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
And he is not the only one. I think Hero is innocent as well.
Well, you backing me up? I'm shocked. See, he like, huh?
Who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
I hate when they do that, and of course he passes to me. I don't even know.
Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
I don't know. The suspect individual question. The Illuminati. I just don't know.
shoot!
I don't know. Hina? No, it's gotta be Hero. Hina. Oh, what's Hero? Okay. I don't fucking. Wow, I got through her. This is okay. Alright. I got it!
Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been.
The Illuminati.
Obviously, he was the one in that particular
He's
suit.
right behind
We
everything.
never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was a little
Makes
confused.
perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're
see.
saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless
Oh
body.
yeah, the dolly.
It
the
would
little
seem
thing.
that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Got you. Just do one more thing. The thing they were using to talk about it, what they must have done. I just picked it. This?
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's wrong with you? You said answer. I answered, didn't I?
Let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
It's no thank you.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
No, I'm not mistaken. You acting sus to us. I ain't gonna lie. Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yeah.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
No.
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Bitch, I am the main character in this fucking game. Are you serious? Wow, I never heard anyone sound so nice while being so mean, but maybe I can change your mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have... Yeah, come on. A new element has been... Yeah. Reload. Starting with the next word to write, we're going to add one more. Oh, and this is the thing I know what this is. I know what I think.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
Why are they starting so early?
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Wow, that was early as shit. I'm stopping this early. Okay.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
That was early as shit.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Yeah, bitch. Jeez, the Celeste really hate me that much. Fuck that bitch.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had
That
to
was
get
just
out of the
fucking
way.
pointless. That
Let's
just
get
happened.
back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
You're right. That's
I'd
really
be
relevant.
happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
I think that's something to do with the arms, right? With the arms can't bend. Hold on.
As we...
No one but sure this probably couldn't. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist. Okay, yeah. Yep.
No, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, it's wrong! You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember? When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Yeah, you right.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
You can't push it at all.
Well,
can't
what's
bend.
to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm over here like that's.
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible! Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
You can't take the suit off because the thing on the back, the clip. Yeah, you can't take that by yourself. Once it's on, you can't. Right here.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
No.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice?
I still think
If
this
whoever
picture's
was in
cat.
that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said? So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individuals inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
And why you keep
Yeah.
harping on Hero?
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant.
I don't like she's talking like
I
she's
know
lying
it was
too.
an
You
hour
unconscious?
because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
and then... At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's
don't
when
think
we
he was
heard
dead
the body
here.
discovery announcement.
I don't think he was dead. I think he just was unconscious. I don't think he was dead here.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time. Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the three of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising. We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again. But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository. Which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka. So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice... hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
No word.
Shoot!
So,
maybe.
regarding Taka's death,
The number.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi,
think
or
I know.
perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
While Taka's death...
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from...
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in.
No, it's wrong!
You don't know that.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Oh, the wrist watch. Now I understand.
I got it! Taka's wristwatch! See? Look! It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night... So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe. When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true! We're all in the clear!
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's no making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
Because he was still alive.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said, his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
That's what I'm saying. He still was alive.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another... ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is... we thought Hifumi was dead.
Thank you.
Perhaps in
I
reality,
ain't like
he
you, but
was
thank
still
you.
alive.
Thank you. Yes, that's what it is.
Alive?
Yes.
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
Yes.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
But you didn't check if he was dead.
Simply playing dead.
Exactly. Okay, I'm starting to like him a little
Is it
bit.
possible?
It's not impossible. Damn, my house kind of low.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
Why you keep harping it? Yeah, Celeste, I'm starting to think it's you.
And you know that how?
You acting sus, man.
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
I don't think I need to
Are
do
we
too much.
really so sure about that?
Right, like...
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Oh, okay.
Shoot!
Oh my gosh, shit.
Are
I
you
only got nothing
saying
to
that
do
when
with
we
the book and
first
watch,
found
though.
there's a chance he was actually...
No. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery and Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Fuck, I think that was it right there. Go back.
Are you saying that when we first... there's a chance he...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body. Hifumi's dead, and that is...
Are we really so... Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Alright, try it again. You failed. You suck.
Is this really the... I refuse to give up yet!
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
I'm not understanding this.
Shoot!
Shit. I ain't got nothing to do with the watch, though.
There's a chance he was actually...
No. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that
surely you heard the body Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why...
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay, I think I see it.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the there's a chance he was actually...
No. It is Hifumi was dead.
And you know that
surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No, it's wrong!
No, that's wrong!
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice. I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies. Didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
Yep.
Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
Yep.
That's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
And why you just trying to, yeah. It has to be cool the glasses, right? I think it's the glass, we put the glasses on. Yeah.
Well, here.
Now guys, I have a meeting I have to go to at 12, so once I'm going to continue this for a little bit longer, then I'm going to end it and then finish this like a part 2 of this trial. So I will have a meeting at 12, so I'm pretty much letting you guys know.
There's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned...
Shoot!
Well,
here's one thing. The first time we found him, and then his body just...
And the next time it was in...
But when you compare his body
Other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, it's wrong!
I'm starting to think it's her, bro. She pissing me off this trial.
In fact, there was one clear difference
The
between
glasses,
Hifumi and the
bitch. I'm
nurse's
right here. I'm just
office
getting
and
my
the
stuff ready for my
repository.
meeting.
His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few dishes is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is...
Pay attention,
the
you
blood on his
fucking
glasses
pothead.
was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood
And
off
she still
himself.
pushing against this. Yeah, it's
But
just
who
rough,
would
bro.
benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending...
Can I see? Alright guys, like I said before, I have a meeting I gotta go to like in 7 minutes, so I'm gonna continue part 2 of this after the meeting, so give me about 45 minutes and I'll see you guys in the next part. Alright, holla, let me save and then I'm gonna come right back to this part. Hold on. Alright, give me about 45 minutes. Y'all see y'all in a little bit.